Alright guys, the river is up, the bottoms are flooded, but no need to worry, we're working high on the hill today. Let's go get started. Well guys, here's what it looks like from ground level. And as you can see the river back there right now through the trees. But shooting this here the first day of March, and as these trees gain leaves, it completely hinders that view of the river up there. This was actually cleared out about, I don't know, probably 15 years ago, and just never got managed. So what we're gonna do is go down through there. We're actually gonna take the trees out. We're gonna try to get that prepared in a manner to where they can brush hog it and keep it maintained from here going forward. So got the old 120 up here on the job, got her all greased up and ready to go. So I'll say let's track down over the hill and get this party started. I guess a couple things worth mentioning on this job real quick here before we get too far going. But so I've actually got a surveyor coming. The homeowner agreed to it. I have a surveyor coming. There's some markers on that line right there, but it's not, it goes over a few hills and it's hard to straight line between them. So we're going to stay off that for the day. We got a surveyor coming Monday. He's going to come back and actually mark that line a little better down through there. Now this job here, the majority of these trees are probably 12 inches in diameter or less. And I actually considered renting a skid steer and a mulcher head, going down through here and just chewing them up in place. And I think probably 2 days or so I could have probably had most of them. But the reason I shied away from that is after we get everything cleared, we're gonna have to come in here at the dozer and rework the ground a little bit. And I really need, if you're gonna do that, it's really nice to have the stumps completely out of the ground so you're not catching them with the dozer. And there's a few trees down there on this bottom side that are down over a cliff. I was gonna have to have the excavator up here anyways. So since I don't own a mulcher and it's kind of a half-day ordeal to rent one or get one, we're just gonna stack everything up and burn it. These trees will come out pretty easy. I'll work down through here. It won't take a whole lot to get them down. I get them broke up. So that's our method to our madness. These old locust trees can have a nasty root to them, but they seem to be popping pretty easy. So, man, I love this 420 for clearing. This thing is awesome. This is one of those situations everybody's like, you need a bigger machine, you need this, you need that. What you guys can't see on this job is if you guys watch Captain Clean's channel, you're lucky to get this machine hauled in here. Sometimes a bigger machine is not always the answer to every save you an hour on the job, but everybody forgets about the 2 days it takes it to get there to save that hour. Sometimes you're just better off fiddling around with a smaller machine, and smaller machines are always more versatile. Remember that. Anyways, back to clearing. If you guys watch Let's Dig's Chris's channel, he likes to take the tooth, kind of wrap it around the twig like that, and pull them up. That does work pretty good on this size stuff. I prefer to keep the thumb in the bucket about like this. So what you can do, you can grab this one, maybe, come on. I keep that one pinched in there. Over here and grab this one. And if I had some smaller ones, I could keep going, and I got everything right there with me. On the small stuff, hang on there, where are you going? I got my tooth. All right, guys, check out this absolutely beautiful mess we have going on right here. Let me kind of give you the thought process to my madness. First off, this whole section right here that was cleared, I just did a live feed, my first live feed from the job. So if you guys want to go back and watch that, you can actually see this section being cleared. I think it turned out all right. Time will tell. But just in front of the machine down there, there's a bench, and that's about the halfway point we're going to clear. So what I'm trying to do is get myself worked down the hill to that bench, clear out an area, and then I'll work all this brush down to that bench, and then I'll jump on the other side of the bench and work all that stuff back up to it. So I don't know if I went about this the right way, to be honest with you, but I had to get me a path down there to get a hole cleared so I can start stacking brush. So I just kind of windrolled everything right here, so hopefully once I get that hole cleared, I can just kind of grab it, walk it right down there and put it on the pile. I don't know, stay tuned, we'll find out if she works. It's my my best process, or best thought process to do it. But man is it a nice day. Wowzers, it's a nice day. Beautiful day. All right, back to work. All right, after a little bit of a chaotic and disorganized start, I believe we got ourselves situated here pretty good. As you guys can see right down there, I got me a pretty good little pile of brush started. The reason why I chose that spot, it's about 2/3 of the way down the hill, so it's always easier to take this brush down the hill than it is to back up. And on the other side of that, it actually drops off pretty steep, and then there's a cliff. That's a pretty good little level area. So 2/3 way down the hill, level area, kind of a good way to stack stuff up, and I can control it and get around it and make sure I can maintain and keep the fire safe and contained. So the next thing we need to do is get all this brush that we had to move to get to that point on the pile. So yeah, Let's see how fast we can make that happen. Alrighty, I feel like we finally got this chaotic job site organized. Kind of got off to a rough start there, but here's my thought process of how we ended up where we did. So we're about halfway down the hill. You guys can see the brush pile up there. This is kind of what I'm going to call the chute. I had to start somewhere, get myself worked in there, and get that opened up to where I could get the brush down. Yeah, it'd probably be handy to have a dozer here or possibly a skid steer with a grapple on it, but all I got is the 120 today, so we're gonna make do with that. So now that I've got my brush pile started, I've got some area opened up to where I can work. What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna do both sides here. So I got this little patch right here. I'm actually gonna start on the bottom side so I can grab it, swing it around and set it over there. Should save some tracking and just be a little bit more organized. This side over here, I don't have a whole lot I can take out until we get that survey done. So yeah, let's work our way up through there. The homeowner, he came down here and marked the majority of these flags with some caution tape. I think he would have been better off marking the perimeter and not the individual trees, but he had the best of intentions, and I appreciate him looking out for us. So yeah, well, that's the way we go. March on, folks. Wowzers, that was a little too close for comfort. You guys need to be careful up here. I almost scratched the paint. We can't be having that. man, oh man, if I don't stop knocking you guys and myself in the head with sticks, you're gonna quit watching, or you guys won't have anybody to watch. Now, in all seriousness, I could edit that out, but I don't care how good an operator you are. Every once in a while something happens. It's a good reminder of what we do is dangerous, and you need to keep that in mind. So for that sake, we'll leave getting whacked in the head with a stick in the video. But look at that, there she is. We pretty much got her all cleared out up top. I'm probably about 10 feet off the property lines on both sides. I don't really want to go a whole lot farther on that until we get the surveyor in here. So what we're going to do to finish up the day here is I want to go around the pile with the excavator and basically get it cleared out around there enough, and if we light it on fire, I got plenty of room to work, or worst case scenario, the fire gets away, I can get around it quickly to get her back in check. So yeah, I think we'll do that and kind of look everything over and possibly call her a day. But I like to get about 30-40 feet around that pile for the day's over, and that way whenever we come back and the surveyor's got his lines marked, we can light her ablaze, keep feeding her, hopefully burn her down, clean her up, and call her a job, because that's when we get paid. That's the most important part of the job. So I'll put you guys in the cab with me. Hopefully we don't get hit in the head with any more sticks. Let's work our way around this pile. Check this out, guys. Got kind of a pleasant little surprise. Looked at this job a while back. I didn't walk down here when I started this morning, but if you spin around over here on the back side of the pile, that right there is all the further we got to go. I can pretty much reach that, spin around, and put her right on the pile. Love it when a plan comes together. So that's going to work out pretty nice. I didn't want to start the fire right on the cliff down there because I can't control it. I like being able to get all the way around it, and this placement is perfect. I don't know if you guys can see. Do you see all that water down there? That is actually the backwater of the river. As you guys see in the drone shot coming in, the river's really high right now. So it's nice we're working up on a hill on the high ground, not down below on the low ground. But I'm about 2/3 of the way around this pile. Let me finish getting, I gotta get from here to there. Let me finish that up and then we'll take a look and see what we got. Well, there it is, guys. That's a pretty, I'll call that a decent size pile of brush. It's not a mountain of brush, but it's a good pile of brush. Got my path all the way around it. God, I'm pretty close to the property lines everywhere. Let's put it this way. I'm as close as I feel comfortable going until we actually get some survey marks and some ribbons down through there. And then we'll come back and actually get it right to the line like he wants it. It's a little too late in the day to light this pile off on fire. I don't have time to babysit it. So I think what we're gonna do, let's track on up top of the hill. I want to kind of get a bird's eye view and see how much we changed the view, which is the whole point of this. So let's head up top of the hill and see what we got. Well, guys, there it is. Check that out. Made a huge difference. Man, if I would have been smart, I would have took a before and after picture. But at least I got you a before and after video. I think once we get the property line marked and take out a few more of those trees on that side, it'll open up even more. But either way, big difference. Huge improvement. We'll have to be back. We still got to get the brush pile burnt and get that all cleaned up right there. But that's going to be it for now. It's pretty much as far as we can go on this. I kind of had a Saturday afternoon free, and the machine was sitting up here, so I figured we could tackle what we could tackle, at least get a jump start on it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll tell you what, I think we'll end this video the way we started. I'll give you guys a drone flight off into the sunset, and can check out our work and the floodwaters. So enjoy.